There's nothing really comfortable about the job. Multiple people are touching your face and your body all day long.
It's like this assembly line of young, skinny, white, mostly blonde girls, younger versions of me, and they use them up and they spit them out.
I had a lot of people telling me that I need to lose weight, that I wasn't good enough the way that I was.
When a photographer comes up to you and moves you around like you're a mannequin, picks up your arm and positions it, moves your chin, I find that incredibly insulting, especially if you're nude.
There's so many cases of labor abuse. It's going to take a civil rights movement.
It was only then that I became very, very sick and emaciated looking, that I was finally told that I was good enough. And then I started to work a lot.
A lot of men and women in the industry are constantly under so much scrutiny to look a certain way. A lot of them don't naturally look that way, so they go to extremes to be, extremely ripped and in shape or really thin.
Agencies don't have their models' best interests at heart because if they did, they probably wouldn't make as much money.
For some, this is the ultimate dream job they've always wanted since 4 years old. For others, this is the one thing they've been working for their entire lives. This is the position that millions of people will kill for and do whatever it takes to get their foot in the door. Becoming that person who walks all the shows, gets all the clothing, and is invited to the most exclusive events is more than anyone could ever ask for. The one job that consists of sexualizing, degrading, and abusing people of all shapes and forms. The one job that by the end leaves your mental health and well-being in shambles. This is the world of modeling. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing the toxic world of the modeling industry. I feel as though when most girls are young, modeling seemed as this kind of savvy, hip job to have. I know that in today's world you can be any gender of any spectrum and be a model, but back then it was pretty much notorious for women to join that type of work field. I know growing up for me, a lot of people told me that I would be a good model because I was tall and thin, because that's what you had to be to become a model. So already we're starting off with the standards being extremely narrow in order to become a model. I think the average requirement of a female model was at least 5'9", and it was like 6 foot for men. So I mean, already that's already half of the population wiped out. And it kind of sucks because it's like, so you're telling me because of the body I was born in, I'm not good enough to become a model. And probably the most well-known and difficult thing about working as a model was maintaining that thin, slim body. The thousands of stories I hear every single year of so many models working out and barely eating and just trying their hardest to maintain that healthy weight, and then being told that they're too fat to be a model is horrendous. In the modeling world, most times you're only given like a sample size to wear, and you have to fit into that sample piece. And that piece of clothing is probably the size of a 00. And then they have Photoshop. So after all these models would finish taking their photos or whatever, the editors would literally cut their body in half to make them even more thinner in order to fit in society standards of what a model should really look like. And of course, a lot of people who are told to drop weight sometimes are not able to drop any more. So then you go into resorting to extreme cosmetic procedures like nose jobs, breast augmentations, and lipo, all to achieve that ideal weight and shape and just stay unhealthily thin. Not to mention, all these struggling models are required to pay for all of this, all the procedures, all the beauty treatments, and professional portfolios out of their pocket. And now it's created this domino effect of people having this perception of this is what it takes to become a model. And this is how we enter the world of eating disorders. We now have these models who are doing everything in their power to drop weight no matter what it takes. And when the day comes that their agent comes up to them and says, well, you're still not thin enough, they're already on the brink of death. They're deathly ill and they're just basically dying on the inside. In order to have this dream life where you book every single gig and event and become a popular model, you have to put on this facade and live this lifestyle that is truly just sad and disturbing. But it's like most of the time, these models aren't given a choice. You put everything on the line to become a model and you're just now told that if you don't drop the weight, you will never become a model. I mean, what else are they supposed to do? So give up your dreams and become mentally sound and physically sound, or lose the weight and get everything you've ever wanted but struggle basically your entire life. And on the other side, there is the world of the Instagram models. In this world, yes, you do have more opportunities to be a model in the body that you were born with, but it's all about the followers. You're not becoming successful at all in this area if you don't have the followers, subscribers, and the platform. I mean, I would say you need at least like 100,000 followers to make it a full-time job. So if you don't have the media success, you're asking yourself, what did I do wrong and why am I not good enough? Why am I not good enough to have like 1 million followers like this guy or girl? Why don't I have as many likes as this person does? Maybe I need to show more skin, lose more weight, gain more weight, because it's obvious to me that I'm not good enough. And frankly, when it comes to social media, you will never be good enough. It's always a competition of who can get the most sponsorships and the most followers and the most watch time. It's a constant struggle no matter which road that you take. And because you have all these things determining your success, now you have to factor in anxiety and depression. Mental health for me in the modeling world just seems extremely scary. You could be on the path where you have your modeling career, but you have to sacrifice your mental health and well-being to have the life that you've always wanted. Sometimes you don't know if you're going to make the cut or when you're going to book your next event. Most of the time, modeling is a constant battle of just not knowing if you're still trending, not knowing if you're skinny enough. And of course, oftentimes in the modeling world, women are actually abused. This industry consists of you being put in a situation where there's only two ways out: lose your career or comply with whatever. A designer or your boss could be flirting with you or might try to lure you into one of their homes and then use the excuse of their homes being a part of the set. And if you don't sleep with them, then your career is over. And there are countless of models who are speaking up about what has happened to them, and their agent just tells them things like, oh, well, he does that to a lot of people, or oh, he's known for that. And they just continue on with their lives. So it's like their self-dignity and respect is gone because they're just seen as a model and that's it. They're seen as a mannequin that can be easily switched out if deemed necessary. All it takes is a snap of the finger and just like that, they're gone. We live in a world where skin and bones is beautiful. If you're constantly dizzy and can't see straight, that means you're doing your job. Where 13-year-olds are having their innocence taken away from them and treated like an adult, because if not, then they don't take their future career seriously enough. And these models who are going through these long-term mental struggles during their modeling career develop a multitude of long-term physical, mental, and psychological issues that is extremely difficult to recover from. The inability to stick to a demanding, unforgiving diet and fitness and beauty regimen makes these models just develop a serious health and just emotional disorder that can end with them using things like alcohol and substance abuse to cope with their pain. You're just constantly walking on eggshells. Just like that, someone more young and beautiful could easily take your place. And it's like all that hard work and determination was for nothing. There's also a huge battle with racism. A lot of people don't want to work with you because of the color of your skin, or do want to work with you on the sole reason of your skin color, and that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're just a convenience. All they need from you is your body and nothing more. I know that as time goes by, you know, things are evolving and things weren't like they used to be, but overall, they're still way more ugly than good. And unless you're like an actual supermodel, which most aren't, the average wage of a typical model is about $13.65 an hour. I mean, I feel like I'm making the modeling world look so bad, and it is in a lot of ways, but I know in some ways it's helped so many people, and a lot of people don't have, you know, extremely bad experiences when it comes to modeling, but there is a dark side when it comes to the world of modeling. And I mean, it just is what it is, and it's sad, but it is true and it needs to be talked about. So is it worth it? Is it worth going through all these hardships? Is it worth struggling with your self-worth and just having like a total identity crisis? I don't know, some people are willing to work for it and some people don't want to put up with that. It just depends on you and how you want to live your life. All right, guys, that was today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Like always, if you did enjoy it, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you would like. Your opinions are valid, so whatever comments that you have, I will never judge or degrade you for whatever you think. But anyways, I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.